All right, our first quick fire today. Blood is thicker than water. A help man withdraws all privileges from stepdaughter. According to the man, his wife has a daughter with another man and has been the one taking care of the girl. However, he lamented that when it was time for the girl to graduate, he was not invited to the ceremony. So yeah, let's get this off our chest. The daughter, of course, this was something going around on social media, and I feel it's very important that we take our 2 cents from it, because if a man had raised a young child from when she was 4 months. 4 months.
I think it was about 4 months.
From when she was 4 months, I mean, that's your child, whether biologically or not. So I feel that, you know, there's so much going on in the background that we don't know. But let me start with Kingsley. What are your thoughts on, you know, this particular story?
Bottom line, any guy will feel hurt, betrayed, and you would run out of expletives to use to describe his feeling, because whether he is the dad or not, he fathered the girl.
Yeah.
So he has earned the right to be there. Now, if he was denied that right, you would say categorically something is up that alley that we need to look at. Whatever the case, whatever the issue, he has earned the right to be there. And if he's the father, I also don't think the girl will be excited about not having him present, whatever the case.
Oh, okay.
Whatever the case. So it's a case of something between daddy and mommy that is affecting the girl in question.
Okay. So Quincy, do you think the girl has a say in the situation?
The child?
The child, yes. It's a graduation.
She probably does. She probably does. But the story is so beautiful because there's a point that needs to be highlighted. There were 8 guests that could have been invited, right? So it was her, the daughter, the biological father, who did nothing for it.
But was invited?
Yes, of course. Oh, he was fully present as the father of the day type of situation. Then the sister, I think the sister to the mom, brother to the mom, there was a cousin, and then quite a number of irrelevant selection, to be honest, in reference to the girl being a graduate, you see. It was pretty simple. He said something about, he took them off, what did he do? He said he took them off his insurances and stuff. That's not I go back home. I stay at home. I would go find another house. I don't know how their system works in the US. I'll go find another house, price the house, sell the one that is there, right? Give them like 2 weeks, right? Pack out like a week after. No, I'm not giving them a notice. I need like 1 week to pack, right? The day they step out, I pack all the things, naked the entire house. I move away, and they stay stranded, and then I take them off insurance and
stuff. Quick question, who organized it? And why was he not the one giving out the invites?
Mother and daughter. So it's not the first time that this is happening, by the way, guys.
Now, yes, please.
When I heard this story, one thing that came to my mind was, how impactful or how were you as a father raising this child and involved in the family that nobody even considered you or asked you to be present? Do you understand? What is the relationship you had with the daughter, the relationship you have with her mother that is now your wife, and the family in general, that they decided you shouldn't be a part of it and nobody saw a problem there? That's one thing. But then at the same time, this is why a lot of stepfathers should know that they are in big trouble, because they were never first choice. They were never first choice. They were second fiddle. They were never wanted until they didn't have the man that they wanted.
An afterthought.
They were an afterthought. It's a scary situation. Some people make it work, but this shouldn't shock you at the end of the day. When you meet somebody that already has a biological father and you're just filling up a void. There have been certain situations in relationships that a mother would tell the stepfather, you can't discipline my kids, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. So at what point are these kids actually yours? Can you do with them? Can you do with them, deal with them, and treat them like they are your kids? Give them a spanking, a scolding,
There's only one decider in there.
Or are you always second-hand goods?
There's only one decider in there, right? That trumps every other person's decision, and that's the mom.
Yeah.
The moment the auntie can't complain, you can only complain to the mom to say, "Oh, why is the man who has been taking care of this kid not here?"
Exactly.
Right? But the moment the mom sways away and says, "Oh no, he shouldn't come. The biological father should come. The deadbeat biological father should be there." Right? Then there's a problem. The woman you selected wrongly.
That's why I'm saying. That's why you're second choice. You're just a filler. He was just a credit card.
Yes.
That just kept them on their feet.
Yes.
And was just present there to fill certain voids. He was never considered a father.
So does this justify the fact that most men across the world in today's world avoid women who already have children?
It justifies a lot of them, not all. Justifies quite a number of them.
Okay, coming from my context, because I have the privilege of having more than one father, right?
Oh, really?
Same here.
Yeah. So, and from that context, I have met the man whose name I bear is the man I would say is my father.
Okay, but not your biological father.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, so I have been fathered by at least 3 different men. Do you understand? Like, I've had like 3 different fathers, biological, mentor, or whatever, but they were categorical in my development.
And present.
Yeah.
Right? But then the case with foster fathers is that first, there has to be a conversation, like you said, there has to be a conversation with the wife, with the woman, that if we are going to have a relationship, then that relationship must be built on certain foundations. And those foundations must give me the unalienable right to execute upon your child as mine.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Those are conversations that must happen.
They're the difficult conversations, but they're the conversations that need to happen.
But the problem is in a lot of relationships, and I say this a lot of times, most people view relationships like it's a fling, right? But relationships are serious business. And the moment you don't get categorical about certain things in a relationship, it's just going to happen like all other flimsy things in your life. You just, if you are there to catch cruise, just catch cruise and be going.
And be honest about it.
And be honest about it. Yeah. But if you're there to build a family, build a relationship, then there must be difficult conversations that must be had. Now, if I'm seeing it on social media, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, it's just wash. Now, not that it didn't happen, not that it's not painful, but excuse me. If I fathered the girl from she was 4 months, and it's her graduation, why am I not the one funding it? Why am I not the one deciding who's the guest?
He probably, I think he funded, I'm not sure, but he probably funded that as well.
Baba, if I funded that meeting and I'm not invited, I close it.
You can't close it. It's not that type of situation now. It's all these Yankee graduations, admitted.
So I think societal wise,
if I was the one, I'm showing up.
I'm sure.
And
if I funded it, they should bounce me when I get there.
Granted access?
If I funded it,
would you be granted access? When I get there and I tell them it's my daughter, they'll confirm she's my daughter.
Who is giving the access?
At this point, 2 people will show up. You might not show up. I would definitely not show up. And it's
won't show up
because there's a difference in opinions, and that's what we do on the block.
That's enough hours to pack the things in the house.
But we need to move on to our next quick fire.
Without leaving an address.